Welcome to the first episode of 11th Moon Weekly. This week's theme is zombies. Now what we're going to do for you this time is we're going to go and start off with our video game section.
Whoa. You mean you're start off with the TV and movie section because that's what they came to see?
No, we already discussed that we're going to do the video game section on this one first.
You discussed it, I didn't listen, and we're going to do the TV and movie section.
Brian,
so today we're going to do zombies.
We already agreed
and it's going to be really good.
Get out of my shot.
No,
Get out
listen.
of my shot.
You will rue the day
Brian,
if you push me out of the scene
Brian,
right
get out
now.
of my shot.
You'll rue it.
Brian, get out of my shot.
You will rue this. Rue the day.
Who doesn't love zombies? Every sane person out there has already hashed out their basic zombie survival plan. Brian and I have talked in depth, probably about 50 hours worth, of how we're going to survive. But this week being all about zombies, we went with one of the newest zombie games out there, Lollipop Chainsaw. When you load Lollipop Chainsaw, you're first brought into a cinematic before you can even hit a button. The scene is in Juliet's bedroom, who is our main protagonist. You learn that she's a cheerleader, it's her 18th birthday, she loves lollipops and her boyfriend Nick, but she's really afraid for tonight because her boyfriend's going to meet her family. Why is it so scary? Well, her whole family hunts zombies. You get to hit start at the game's main menu, and then you're brought into another cinematic. And the cinematic really sets the tone for the game. It's going to be heavy action, a lot of teenage girl talk, and it's going to be really funny. Within seconds of taking control of Juliet, you're already slicing off zombie heads. But there's one problem that immediately makes itself present. That is the constant interruptions you're getting during this game. Now, when I first take control of a game, I'm already hitting buttons to figure out what they all do. But it constantly interrupts you in this game, telling you what they do. So you're just getting a retelling of what you already figured out. But, you know, I let myself step back from that because it is a tutorial level. So, regain composure and I moved on. But the issue of interruption is constant.
Hey, Craig!
The issue of interruption.
Hey, Craig!
The issue
Hey,
of.
Craig!
What?
Rude.
The issue of interruption is constant during this game. You never get a good feeling for the pacing. Whether it's a bus being flipped over to create a new path or a new minigame starting, you're always just never getting a good sense of the flow. Oh my! I'm gonna go Batman on if you don't stop interrupting me.
Rue.
But you get a great sense of the game's humor right away. I'm not even halfway through the tutorial level, and I'm laughing out loud multiple times. And it's really difficult to actually describe the humor to you. It's not overly crude or witty, it's just funny. It's got better one-liners than an Arnold Schwarzenegger movie.
The views expressed by Craig do not reflect 11th Moon as a whole.
Now, the humor in this game is really driven by the great voice acting done by Tara Strong and Michael Rosenbaum. Tara Strong does Juliet, and she did a phenomenal job, as she always does. You might know her from a couple things, even though you might not know it, is Timmy Turner from Fairly Odd Parents, Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony, and just a few other things. Now, the boyfriend, Nick Carlisle, is voiced by Michael Rosenbaum.
Whoa, wait a minute, Bats. You didn't tell me Michael Rosenbaum was in this. He's one of my personal favorite actors. What solidified his place in my heart was his role as Lex Luthor on Smallville. I mean, man, for a comedy actor to play a role so dark and serious and just capture the essence of the character perfectly, it speaks volumes about his acting ability. And besides, it was always fun to hear his voice as the Flash on the Justice League cartoon.
Be glad that I agree with you on those points. My biggest issue with the game was how repetitive it was. It was so repetitive that I could only play one level at a time before putting it down and having to take a couple-hour break. And it was even more repetitive being that I only used the Y button the whole time. You can buy out these combos and different things, but they're just flashy and they're completely unnecessary for you to even beat it. First, you had to purchase the combos, then using them didn't make you feel any more powerful, and then they were relatively difficult to execute efficiently. Thus, I saved my money to purchase health, power, and recovery upgrades, and I just Y-mashed my way through the entire campaign. The game has its flaws. You're constantly being interrupted, the combos are completely unnecessary, and there's some pretty game-halting glitches. One of them being a zombie won't spawn in a room you have to clear out to move on, so you're effectively trapped in a room, and you have to force a restart. With that being said though, it's actually a fun game. The comedy really drove me back to finish it. And the visuals, they're amazing. There's a great contrast between the vivid colors and the gruesome zombie feel, and it's just stunning. I would say this game is well worth a rent, and I give it a 3 out of 5.
Now here's something we hope you'll really like.
Now on to the part of the show that you're going to really enjoy, the TV and movies. Now, I watched Craig play Lollipop Chainsaw all week, and in truth, that was a pretty fun game to watch, but it did remind me a lot of a few other franchises that you guys might know. First of all being... Lollipop Chainsaw reminds me a lot of the Resident Evil series. It's a lot of fun because they both involve decapitating zombies and strong female leads. Now, the Resident Evil series has been a guilty pleasure of mine for a little while now, mainly because I'm not a big fanboy of the actual video game series it's based on. That doesn't mean I don't like them, it just means that I'm not really a diehard. I enjoy the series for what it is. It's a fun, energetic series with a lot of good action scenes, and overall, it's just a good time. The movies just keep getting better and better, and I'm really looking forward to the next one. Resident Evil gets 3 Brrraaaiinnnsss out of 5. Lollipop Chainsaw features a teenage girl who's a cheerleader who hunts the undead. Where have I heard this before? Oh yeah, Buffy! Buffy the Vampire Slayer is one of the most kick-ass TV shows that ever existed. It had a great cast of characters, a lot of fun to watch, and great action scenes for the time. Buffy the Vampire Slayer is fast-paced, has great characters, and without even knowing it, you get emotionally involved in the storylines. If you like Lollipop Chainsaw, you will love Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It gets 4.5 Brrraaaiinnnsss out of 5. Thank you for watching 11th Moon Weekly. Be sure to leave a comment down below, like us both here and on Facebook, and we'll see you next week. But for right now, I'm going to leave you with one of the most kick-ass theme songs of all time. Oh god, no! Was that a Spider-Man movie?
Yeah, sorry.
Pelvic thrust really set that off.
Spider-Man. Spider-Man.
I guess I'll come in from this side.
Does everything a spider can.
Is this Spider-Man in Russia or what?
Yes.
Thank you for watching 11th Moon Weekly. Make sure to leave a comment. Comment.
Boston.
Shut up. I'm from Boston. Boston Lager. Alright.